Hello and welcome. Our top focus is on America's new deportation policy and its link to Africa. The continent of Africa is emerging as a key destination for third country deportations by the Trump administration. After sending migrants to South Sudan, the US has now deported migrants to the southern African kingdom of Eswatini. Washington confirmed that 5 migrants, described as criminal illegal aliens, have been deported to Eswatini. The men are nationals of Vietnam, Laos, Yemen, Cuba, and Jamaica. The US government claims these individuals committed heinous crimes, including child rape and murder, and that even their home countries refused to take them back. Just last week, 8 migrants from Asia and Latin America were deported to South Sudan. Those deportations followed a Supreme Court ruling that cleared the way for the US to legally deport migrants to third countries, even if they have no ties to them. It came as a major win for Trump's mass deportation agenda. Immigration has been a core focus for President Trump. According to a recent U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE memo, these third countries have agreed not to persecute or torture the deportees. As per the memo, ICE gives at least a 24-hour notice before a third country deportation, but exigent circumstances, this notice can be reduced to just 6 hours. Now, this policy has triggered widespread criticism. Human rights groups warn that many of these so-called safe countries may not be safe at all, and that deportees could face abuse, mistreatment, or denial of basic rights. South Sudan, for instance, is still recovering from a brutal civil war. Eswatini's 57-year-old ruler has been criticized for authoritarianism and human rights abuses. There are also questions about transparency. Why a particular country is chosen or what criteria deem it safe is often unclear. The Trump administration is also exploring similar deals with other African nations. Rwanda has confirmed it is in talks with the US for a possible migration deal. Reports also suggest that Washington has approached Benin and Libya. Migration was also a key topic in President Trump's recent White House meeting with 5 West African leaders. As per reports, U.S. officials discussed third country deportation agreements with Liberia, Mauritania, Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, and Senegal. However, none of these countries have publicly agreed to such deals yet. Meanwhile, Nigeria has firmly rejected the U.S. request to accept deportees from Venezuela. Nigerian officials said the country's huge population does not have room for foreign deportees. And that brings us to the broader impact on host African nations. Many of these countries already struggle with fragile healthcare systems, housing shortages, and limited legal infrastructure. Taking in foreign deportees could place even more strain on their resources, while offering little to no integration support for the individuals being sent there. To discuss what impact Trump's new deportation policy can have on African nations, we have with us Lauren B. Landau, the senior researcher with the African Center for Migration and Society at the University of the Witwatersrand. Lauren is joining us live from Oxford, UK. Thank you for being with us.
It's a pleasure.
Now, what are the legal and diplomatic implications of the US deporting migrants to so-called third countries like Eswatini, especially those with no prior connections to the deportees?
I think there are legal implications within the United States. We see, rather than putting these people through a criminal justice system, it's exporting them without due process. They've been accused of crimes, whether that's just being an undocumented migrant or whether it is sex trafficking, child abuse, etc. We don't know. We don't know who these people are. If they're asylum seekers, obviously this is a violation. It would be refoulement. It can be any number of violations. But I think it's a broader questioning about how the United States and how others are working in the world and how they see Africa as a dumping ground that can do its bidding. It can recycle its dirty clothing, it can recycle its electronics, and now it's a dumping ground for unwanted people.
Mm. And how does the shift in deportation policy align with international human rights obligations, particularly when individuals are sent to countries that may not be prepared to receive or integrate them?
Right. I mean, if these people are indeed criminals, they should be treated through a criminal process and imprisoned in ways that meet international standards. I suspect whether it's Rwanda, Eswatini, Libya, these are not countries that are known for their robust democracies, their robust commitment to human rights. These are countries that are known for abusing their own citizens, for authoritarianism. And what we're doing is we're sending people into those spaces. It would be a violation for them. Presumably, it is also feeding in through the kind of financing that is behind it to strengthening the authoritarian governments in each of those countries.
Right. And why might the US choose Eswatini and South Sudan as deportation destinations? And what are the risks, social, political, or humanitarian, of involving countries with limited capacity or internal stability in such processes?
I think that limited capacity and internal stability you mentioned are precisely how those countries are being chosen. These are countries that are dependent on foreign aid. Eswatini gets almost half of its budget from aid. South Sudan, of course, has oil, but as an economy is faltering, it needs external support. And the United States is using its leverage as the world's largest economy to essentially force them to do this. And it can do this in a way where those countries will not push back. They will not say, we won't do this because of human rights standards. We won't do this because we believe these people have rights in and outside of our country. So these are soft targets. They are places that the US can basically buy its way and have its will be done. And the insecurity of these places is precisely what is appealing for them for domestic politics, because it allows Donald Trump, it allows his allies to show to the world, this is what happens to you. Come to the United States and we will send you to a place far worse than you are leaving. And that is precisely the message he wants to send.
Thank you very much for being with us on Firstpost Africa.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Skali radikali.
Japanese,
$4 trilhões.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select a language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.